Hello there, my name's Ms.RedNebula and welcome back to Planet Zoo. I've been working on my little beta park here and just wanted to show you guys some of the updates that I worked on. One thing here, I used to have a set of just small animal exhibits right along back in here, and there was a path going back this way that kind of ended up being, it was one big piece, this whole entire section, that was causing me a huge amount of congestion right in this area here. Like the taper exhibit came up to about here, and people were just constantly getting stuck there like this little hourglass in the path, and I couldn't correct it over here because of the small animal exhibits over here. So in the end, I decided to go ahead and just move my small animals over to their own place. And I ended up making my first little proper building in Planet Zoo. So here is my small animal exhibit building. It's just an open side, but closed up top and stuff, so it gives people somewhere where they can get out of the sun and everything like that. I've got my 4 different small animal exhibits in here, which is the scorpions, a Goliath frog, my boa constrictors, and what's it? It was a not a spider, no, it is a spider, but it's not a Brazilian wandering spider. What's the other one? Goliath bird eater. Got those. Yeah, you throw that money in there. Got those guys there, and then one donation bin right in the middle of all of that. A little bit of nice scenery for just to look around. I'll probably upload this to the workshop, but I have no idea whether the stuff that's uploaded to the workshop during the beta is going to remain afterwards. If I get it uploaded, I will go ahead and put a link down in the description and y'all can grab it and use it in your parks. It'll come with the 4 enclosures and everything. Thought that was actually something that I can show you guys too, that having the paths. Oh, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this today. I think it's just because I'm recording with OBS at the same time as I'm moving around in the park. I don't seem to have that problem when I'm not recording with OBS, so forgive it if it gets a little hitchy now and then. It's actually running like super smooth on my computer, and I'm really happy with that. As you can see, I've got paths going right up to the edges of all of these exhibits, and everybody's walking on them, and it works really well. I've seen some people placing exhibits and they seemed like they were having some trouble with the path, so I thought I'd show you guys a quick trick that's really useful. So for example, if I place down, let's see, it's under Facilities, Small Animal Exhibits. If I place down a small animal exhibit, you can see this is a gridded building item, just like any of the items in construction. So this works with any gridded building item. So you go ahead and go to Paths, and you want to say, well, we know we've got a path that can come off of this in any direction. Okay, well, great, but you don't want that. What you want is, say, align to grid. And then select this item, and you get your grid off of this item, so you can build stuff right up to them. So I had those 4 right in a row. This actually made it so that there was a valid path going right up against all 4 of those. Makes it a little bit hard if you're trying to place down an exhibit after your paths are already created, but if you want to have a set of paths just go right in front of an exhibit, this is a really good way to do it. Okay, let me get rid of this stuff because I don't need it. And my mechanics are actually researching things, and they keep researching things. Alright, you can go away, that's cool. Alright, so what else did I end up doing? I've got my lions over here. They are lounging like lions. I got a little bit embarrassed about my Galapagos tortoise exhibit after watching Geekisms pimp my exhibit. Because mine looked an awful lot like the one that he was pimping. In other words, mine looked terrible to start with, and I really wanted to do something about that. So I went ahead and went in and dressed it up a little bit, made it look like worlds better, and I'm a lot happier with that. Oh, and I don't know where they're at because they're tiny, but I finally, after, 64 years, I think it was, one of my Galapagos tortoises. Oh, okay, I don't know what that means. Huh, I've never seen that before. We did just have an update this morning, so what are you talking about in lockdown for a long time? Why What are you doing in a box? Get out of a box, you silly thing. Oh, no wonder I couldn't see my tortoises. Apparently they're in lockdown. Unbox you. Unbox you. Pardon? I have baby Galapagos tortoises and here they are. Right on top of each other. Thanks, guys. That's not helping. Can y'all go in 2 different directions, maybe? Oh my gosh, I've got one of the tortoises with 2 heads. Right. But I was really excited for that one. That's actually the first animal pregnancy or animal birth that I had in my park that I was like super excited about because 64 years later I had these 2 tortoises together and they finally had little babies. Now, the babies are going to take forever to grow up and I'm very much fine with that. So I've got one of my little young tapers hanging out in here. And what else did we do here? Did just a little bit more to my African wild dog exhibit since the last time you guys saw it from the speed build. Still got the waterfall, and I ended up just kind of extending it out back behind here. Gives them some place when they can go and get away from people who I'm sure are very sad about the view and all of that. But it also has actual correct plants now, and well, aside from the ivy growing down here, but they don't seem to really care about that much, so I'm not going to worry about it. Look at you go! Did you just jump up there? You magnificent little critters. Oh, they're hanging out up here a little bit more now. That's really cool. I could see that they could get up there before, but they weren't actually bothering to it quite as much. Are you guys getting a little better at climbing now? Because it's actually a little scary. Right. We've got a completely new exhibit over here, and I'm pretty sure from that little awkward zoom in, you can tell that it's bears. I tried a little experiment to make a completely underground exhibit because I thought that might work a little bit better to keep the cold and the snow under here since the bears require a much chillier habitat than the 37 degrees Celsius, which I don't know exactly what that translates to, but I know it's pretty close, it's like upper 90s or something like that in Fahrenheit. Really hot. Not as hot as it is in Arizona, but not too far off. And the bears seem like they're pretty happy with this all. I've got a male and a female in here, and they're just big ol' lazy twerps. Oh, did I call you lazy and you decided to get up? Poor baby. Still kind of just, fussing around with stuff that I can do in here, just seeing what's possible and all of that. As you can see, I did just a little bit of work with some of the items here. I meant to put a floor down here that looked a little bit nicer than this little ratty bit of path, but that's okay. Like I said, this is beta. I will do a lot more to make stuff look pretty when I've got a little bit more time to really jump into a proper zoo. And speaking of which, I've been kind of thinking about what I want to do. For one thing, I definitely need to have a little bit more of a plan before I start, because in this one I've got Galapagos tortoises next to my African lions, and everything's everywhere. I've got different African animals on 2 different sides of the park. I got hippos next to bears, next to African wild dogs. That won't do, will it? This really needs to be organized just a little bit better from the start. I also haven't decided whether I want to do my park from within the franchise mode or the alternate not online franchise mode, because I'm kind of enjoying working with it with the money. I haven't gotten that negative $1 trillion in debt thing yet, and hopefully I won't, but they said they were supposed to fix that this morning, but they also said if anybody's still getting that bug to please contact them and send them in your save file. Let's see, I think that's everything I wanted to show you. Oh, and then that I came up with the idea for what I was probably going to call my first proper park in Planet Zoo, which is going to be Red's Wild World. So what do you guys think? Otherwise, yeah, I think that's it for this one. Feel free to like or comment, and if you want random updates from my little world of art and gaming, subscribe. If you enjoy what I do and are interested in supporting the channel, check out my Patreon. A big thank you to my current patrons. That's all for now. Bye!